I remember when I was in Bible college, and one sunny afternoon, a group of my friends coaxed me to leave my dorm room to go outside to play volleyball. Now, I was apprehensive about playing, not because I was such a good student, but because I was frightened that I would miss the ball. You see, I've never been very good at sports, but I went along anyway. And when we started to play the game, and I indeed missed the ball once when it came very close to me, people asked, wasn't I looking? And so I made a joke to deflect from my athletic inability. I said, if it was God's will, then that ball would have come directly to me, and I wouldn't have had to try to hit that ball. And of course, everybody laughed. Okay, you see the flaw in that thinking, don't you? Of course, we should try at the things that God gives us, the task in life. And the Apostle Paul even says that we should run our faith. We should seek after our faith as if we're running a race. He says in 1 Corinthians 9:24-25, don't you know that all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way that you will get the prize. There's nothing wrong about being ambitious for Jesus Christ or being ambitious in your own personal life. And yet, sometimes we're required to wait. This is Pastor Cheryl Kincaid, and I want to talk to you today about waiting on the Lord. There's circumstances in our life where we can't exercise our ambition, but we have to wait in faith and grace for God to act. Now, many of you know the passage that's found in Isaiah chapter 40, verses 31, where it says, yet those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will mount up on wings as eagle. They will walk and not faint, and they will run and not be weary. Now, Isaiah said that to the people of Israel when they were in slavery, and they were waiting for God's redemption. In that context, of course, there were things that they could do, but their freedoms were limited in so many ways, and so they had to wait upon God. But the word wait in the Hebrew there does not mean a passive waiting. It means to wait with expectation and with hope. So therefore, if you read that passage in Isaiah 40:31 in the NIV, it doesn't say they who wait upon the Lord. It says those who hope in the Lord. And I think that's a good transliteration, that our hope is in God. When we wait on God, we hope for his good answer. I know a lot of people are under a lot of anxiety right now because of everything we're going through. And sometimes I feel it too. I understand that. We don't know what this world's going to be like after this pandemic. But there's only so much we can do. And so we have to leave the rest with God. We have to listen to our physicians and to the experts and to some government officials. And we have to figure out with our own minds what's the wisest thing to do. And after we've done our best, we wait on the Lord for him to do his best for us, for him to use this for God's blessing. Hope. Hope is an important part of the Christian life. In Hebrews 11, chapter 1, it says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of the things not seen. And then he says, by this hope, by this faith, that our ancestors were commended for it. And then he gives a list of all these people who hoped in God. And God was their source of salvation and sustenance. In Romans chapter 5, verses 3-6, it says that we know that we also rejoice in our suffering because we know that suffering produces perseverance. In other words, suffering helps us to learn how to hang on when things are tough. And then we get better at hanging on when things get tough again. That's what perseverance is. And perseverance makes character. Character. Isn't it great to know someone who doesn't stop at the first try, but continues to try in life, continues to try to make that marriage work, continues to try to make that business thrive, continues to try to do ministry in a small church, and continues to try to serve Jesus in the face of opposition. And in that character, it produces hope, Paul says, and hope doesn't disappoint. So Christians, let me encourage you today. God is working something out in you. He's working something out in your character. And in that character is something that you're going to leave a mark on this world. not only for your children and your children's children, but for everyone who knows you as you place your hope in Jesus Christ. Amen.